Hello smart folks on the internet. Today we are going to take a look at one of the games I played while I was on vacation, and I am finally back. I wanted to really just record and play some more games and upload the videos, but I couldn't. I had some recorded stuff beforehand and they got corrupted. Really sad. It was this game, in fact, and it was also another game that I played. And they were some of the more harder tribes to play with. So, yeah, we're getting into some of the most interesting tribes to play with. If you don't know already what I'm talking about, I'm trying to do a challenge where I fight with each and every tribe on 256 continents. And I try to win with each and every tribe. So we also reached 1,000 subscribers, which means that there will be a Discord. I'm going to put that in the description, as well as probably on my profile in YouTube, if I don't forget to do that. And if I do, please be sure to correct me on that. So I have a couple of video reviews. I couldn't recover my video footage of all of the other games, so that is very unfortunate. So I will make a review instead of the usual live game, but do keep in mind that I still played this game pretty much live, so there's going to be quite a lot of mistakes that are happening. So yeah, I'm very excited to get back into action. We have a couple more tribes to go that are actually very hard to play. We also still have Polaris and some of the nicer tribes to play with, so that will be fun. I'm also going to try to do more editing while I'm back, and I just want to really get into it, so let's just get started. So we're playing Hoodrick, of course, on the 256 continents maps. It is not a very exciting spawn. There's only 2 animals, which is kind of weird. I also decide to go over here because there is a fruit, and that might indicate another village. So yeah, nothing too spectacular. I believe I actually... Did I mess up here? Oh, yeah, no, I get what I did now. I decided to go with organization, which is usually not the first pick with Hoodrick. Actually quite bad how I did all of this. I was on vacation, remember, so there's stuff that went wrong. But it's fine. I still wanted to cover this game because it is quite an interesting one. Here I go for that lighthouse. I make a lot of mistakes in this game, but it's just I'll be back in form after the break that I had. I will get back into it. Let's see. So here I mess up again. I could have leveled up my capital here. That would have meant that I got my stars back. But I didn't because I was being a noob, so to say. But yeah, what did you expect? It's Hoodrick. They are weird to play against. Also, we're playing against Kiku. That doesn't help. So we're trying to just expand quite a lot. Here I finally upgrade my capital. Looking at our economy, it's just terrible. And what I've been experimenting with is just going forestry. And you'll get to see that in more of my games, where I just go with forestry. And I think that is usually not the right play because it's just so slow. And then trying to get into mathematics, it just hurts. But you know, it's fine. Here I could have done it a bit differently, I believe. See, I could have upgraded this city here twice, and then took resources and upgraded this city, I believe. But I do it the other way around. Which, okay, that's fine. just makes more sense to do the other one first. Look at that economy. 10 stars per turn, 15 stars per turn. I'm not awake yet. That is terrible. But what did you expect? We are playing Hoodrick. And I make so many mistakes, it's just hilarious. You'll get to see also how this map is shaped, and it's really interesting. There's just this one canal over here, just this river, and it is going to be very important to keep control over this. We don't want our opponent to be able to get onto the water and get over here, because this is a lot of water over here. We just don't want that to happen. Take an explorer to just see what's up. And we meet our opponent, who is not onto the water over here. So that gives me some hope. They do get this ruin over here. And if you keep track of this archer, it's just going all over the place. It actually started as our starting unit. So it moved all the way over here. It was going on an adventure, man. It was just enjoying itself so much. I did some chopping. That was going to help me with good sawmill spots. And we get our first giant at turn 11, which is not bad. And here we get yet another giant. So our plan here was to basically aggro Keku, because they are starting to get onto the water now, and we just have a giant that is going to be very helpful in asserting dominance over here. Especially since they seem to be quite slow, I decided to try to find a way to pin their ports, and that would make sense, but there is a port somewhere over here, as you can see by this small trading route. I probably did not think about that too much, but yeah. Okay, so they are definitely onto the water here. That's unfortunate, but we can at least smack it back. That will be fun. See them make more port connections, and unfortunately they have a giant as well. So that's scary. But we have two. Now we're going to take an explorer, and that did not help. Wait, was that? Yeah, no, I took an explorer. I don't have sailing. That is not the right thing to do. It was a funny decision, but it didn't work. But at least we can take an explorer here, and that should probably uncover the rest of the information that we need for a long time. We see that they're actually quite slow getting into this continent, and we might actually be able to pressure them from this side. That is hilarious. Hoodrick versus Keku is not a great matchup, especially on continents. But it was funny nonetheless to see how all of this was shaping up. Yeah, so they are getting onto the water. And we are also trying to get onto the water. And what is helpful with Hoodrick, and that's the part where a lot of people actually think that their weak point is, archers. Archers are actually very good units. A lot of people overlook them, especially since they are not in the strongest branch in the game anymore. But really though, they can really help against the scouts. And that is really interesting. Yep, so a lot of units getting onto the water here. We need to be able to fight off this giant and then hopefully be able to siege, but they have just as many ports as we do, or maybe even more, but at least we have to we have the resources to pin them for some time, and that was really helping. So that was quite nice. But yeah, they got onto our plan and they started pinning back. Now we have to fight them back, and they have aquatism. So as you can see, our 10 HP rammer does not kill their raft. That is super annoying. And we still don't have sailing, so we can't even get onto these ocean tiles. So that doesn't give us much space to work with. We see their first bomber hit, and we see another giant coming. And at this point, I feel like it's over. Hoodrick is not too capable of just fighting back against Kiku if it really gets going. But, you know, this game goes on for a couple more turns, so you'll see how it turns out. We can just start whittling down the HP of this giant. Even though they have bombers, I'm not too worried about that, because they don't make too many favorable trades. And we have still our secret weapon here at the top, by which we can use to maybe even siege one of their cities if they leave it be. But not for long. And we get mathematics here, which means that we get another giant. And we are just going to spam giants, even though I've been telling you not to. Sometimes it can get you out of situations like this one, where if you just have the HPs to survive a couple of bomber hits, you can then pressure the bomber, and that's what the Juggernaut's pretty good at. Even though all of our stuff is getting killed, it's not what you want to see. There's a lot of them. But, you know, we can pressure them, so that is very nice, and we can make even more giants. And that's the silly part about playing Hoodrick, is that they can get so many giants. Look at this. This is just a complete army of giants. And they're coming for you. They are coming for you. Silly boy. And they have knights. That helped them with clearing up this space. So now there's not much use in me doing anything up here anymore. It's just going to chop that forest over there. And I don't really get why they made themselves a bomber over here that is 15 stars down the drain, and they can't use them for anything. So that thing is by. Now we still need to find a way to break through these bombers, but at least we have a couple of ways that we might be able to do that. One of them would be to get just way too many giants, and here I mess up again by placing a sawmill that doesn't do much. At least for now, and you'll see why. So yeah, they still have control over the water, and that is something that you need to know about Polytopia, is if you have control over the ocean, you are probably going to win, especially on continents, because that means you can just start sieging from the ocean with your bombers, if you play it correctly, of course. And they decide to get more knights, and I was thinking at that moment, is that the right way to go? Because these knights, they can be strong, but then there must be a way for them to place a bridge over here, for instance. And with that, they would be able to siege over here, probably. But we would need to really mess up if they wanted to use these knights. So I think that is one of their misplays. They could have definitely started to just hammer me with bombers, and that would have probably done the trick. But we start to be defensive with some rider road action, and that is going to help us into our secret plan for this game. And at this moment, we're still losing the entire naval thing. Just barely hanging on to our coastline here. At least we got rid of all of their juggernauts for now. And we still have a couple of ourselves, so now we start linking up our cities. That's going to help us get yet another giant over here, so that is going to be amazing. And we just start spamming them with giants, even though they are very costly. They are pretty effective at holding off some of these naval units, at least for some time. They are really good at stalling, is what I mean with that. Because they have just still 40 HP is a lot. So that allows me to do some stuff. And I don't know what they were doing with this knight. And if you take a look at what we are doing now, we get trade. Just start plopping down all of these markets. Because they were quite hesitant to fight us, at least starting to fight us off on our shoreline. Even though they have more cities than we do, we might be able to overwhelm their economy with our markets. And that is the nice part about having a tier 3 tech that you already have, and then just getting into roads and then trade. It's going to be interesting for a possible comeback. And we are just stalling, and giving them a lot of value with all of these bombers that are just destroying us. But now we have an economy, and we have sailing, and we can finally start pushing back these stupid bombers. And we can even start investing more into our own economy. And even though we are low on units now, we are gaining control over the water. And that's super important here. We need to get as many of our units into these ports as we can in order to just plop them out of the water. And I think that is really the downfall of this opponent here, is that they didn't smack me hard enough in the middle game. And that gave me the opportunity to basically slap them back to the Stone Age with their units. And they make some terrible investments on these bombers, and they are not worth it. So now we have kind of control, and they even have a mindbender, which just means that they were investing in some not so useful technologies, and that was not the greatest way to do this. So now we have sort of control. At least we are getting there. And now that we also have a better economy, we should be able to basically win. But it's going to take some time, because they still have quite a lot of army left to go. Boop. Just get all of these boyos into rammers. And the nice thing is, if you manage to hit the bombers of your opponent, they deal less and less damage, which makes them less and less scary. And here they go again with a poor investment. They really didn't need to put down catapults over here. They're just going to die. That cost you 16 stars and also the technology. So yeah, I feel like they played well, at least for the start of the game until the mid game. But after that, we were able to smack them back because they were too hesitant, and we managed to, well, get a lot of value trades into our economy, which allowed us to get rid of their navy. And if you can get rid of a navy, you are in control. And that is going to be what's going to happen for the rest of this game. it was a really interesting game to play, and I feel like they really were doing too badly. Um, and just going to skip ahead a couple of turns. Yeah, we're basically just slowly going to siege all of their cities, and they just decided to spam catapults. That is not the way to go. Um, and I don't think that there was even a way to go anymore. That sounds very, very sad, because it is. And we even got to. I tried to get all the technologies. I could have, but I didn't, because they resigned uh, after a couple of turns of me just sieging a lot of their cities. Yeah, there was not much left for them to do, especially at the end. I got pretty close, you have to say. Yeah, it was a great game. Really too bad that I couldn't show it to you in real time, but it was so enjoyable to just stack up a lot of units over here and just overwhelm them with a lot of stars. And from there, we managed to make use of their hesitance in order to, well, gain control over the water. And once that was done, the game was over. So that was great. So yeah, cool. So let's talk about more of the plans for the future. Of course, the Discord. I am going to make that right after I record this video, and just going to do some editing. In that, you will be able to challenge each other to some games. Maybe I'll jump in for a couple of games as well. But I really don't have too many plans for a Discord after that. Maybe you guys can find a way to make it enjoyable for yourselves. Maybe we can have some nice chats about the game. Some general chats. You might get to know me better. I might get to know you better, which would also be nice. We can play some Minecraft. I don't know. Play some Polytopia. Play some chess. I don't know. I don't play chess. Of course, there's going to be some more video reviews. I still want to do more of my challenge videos. I hope to do some of them live again soon. I have one coming up that is going to be one of my favorite games, and it's going to be a doozy to play with some of these terrible tribes, such as Vangir, of course. They're going to be an absolute challenge, and I hope you guys are all up for that. So yeah, I will see you in the next video, in which I probably play Luxidor. That's going to be an interesting game. I hope to see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.